Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Jay. How are
Hello,
you?
darling. I'm fine, thanks. Yourself?
It's only the beautiful people tonight, me and you.
Sick Note's not here.
No, and we got no low either. We got 5 people watching, which is great. Let us know that you're there by saying hello in the chat. Apologies, I'm a bit late this evening. It's my fault. As you know, me and technology do not get on, and I've got another screen, and I thought I'd be flash tonight.
Be
It didn't work.
flash.
It didn't work. So apologies straight away. Dan is not very well.
That's why his name's Sick Note.
That's why he's sick note, yeah. And I don't know where Lois is tonight. Lois might be, she might be working tonight. So, but yeah, you've got us. So who knows what we're going to talk about? We'll go down lots and lots of rabbit holes.
Yeah.
But, Jay,
What?
I have updated the Jar of Doom.
You need to get a decent day job.
Well, shall we go in the Jar of Doom and pick one for tonight?
Can do, yeah.
Right, you tell me when to stop.
Stop.
This is what we're talking about tonight.
Seaside Ghosts.
Seaside Ghosts.
Well, sure. Balls in your court, love. I haven't got the foggiest tonight.
Well, it will happen as we're going along. So
this is going to be interesting.
We got some people in the chat. Oh, thanks, William. I need to speak to you, William, at some point. Get you up to speed with things. Hi, Dave. Hope you're all right. Hey, Jay, me and you are awesome. Hi, Rita.
Hi, Rita.
Do you know what, Nettie? You can watch it through YouTube. We're live on YouTube as well, so you can always find us on YouTube and watch it live from there if Facebook doesn't let you. Eric the Viking is in.
Hi, Eric.
Don't give him any sympathy. He's always bloody ill, that one.
No, I wouldn't.
Hi, James.
Hi, James.
Hope you're doing well. Irene's in the house. Hi, Irene. I hope you're okay. Oh, do you know what? I think I've got January blues. I don't know about anybody else. Have you got January blues, Jay?
Yeah.
It's been pretty horrible.
Yeah.
It's been hard as well, so...
Is that John I can hear?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. But, oh. Hi, Sarah. Hope you're okay. Thinking of you. Oh, bless her. She's going through it as well. You picked today's topic on air at the time. Yes, we did. Because we didn't know what we were talking about.
No.
Hi, gang. Do ghosts go on holiday to the sea? Well, why don't they go on holiday to the seaside?
Been along. Do I? No.
No?
No.
Why?
Hello, Dad.
I'll have yours then.
Okay. All right, Dad.
Of course you can't.
Mutton.
You've got to cut down, haven't you?
I was Tell Dad I said hello.
Viv said hello. Viv said hello.
Huh?
Viv said hello.
Viv?
Yeah.
Viv who?
She's Viv.
All right. Hiya.
Hi, Dad.
I didn't know what you were doing there for a minute.
He's bloody mutton, he is.
We love Dad. Mr. Mould's in the house. Hello, Paul. How are you? I hope you're doing okay. Chantel's in the house. Are we going to do it? Ready?
No, we're not doing it.
Yes, we are.
Chantel's
in the house. Whoop, 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 whoop. Chantel is here. Chantel's in the house. Chantel's in the house.
Sounds better when Dan does it.
I know. He's got a big mouth, though, hasn't he?
Yeah. Let's go take a train.
Goes like a train. Ghost train. Oh, I hope Dan gets better. He'll be all right. He's got this bug that's going around and coughing a lot, and he's sounding very rough, and his voice is very croaky. I'd be off to somewhere sunny. We're talking about the Seaside Ghosts. Yesterday was Blue Monday. I guess it's a real thing that date is located to the right distance from the holidays. It's a real thing. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just been a couple of shitty months, to be honest. Chantel likes my singing. Dan's off sick. He's not very well. Everyone's wishing Dan a speedy recovery. Look at this.
I know.
What's going on?
But no.
Well, Seaside Ghosts. So first one I'm going to talk about, you might know about this, Jay, if you watch the ghost shows and things. And I know of one that sits in a lighthouse in Florida, in a place called St. Augustine.
Yeah, near Augusta.
So that's got to be
near the golf course. Yeah,
that's got to be a seaside ghost, surely. In the top of the lighthouse, and I think it's a woman that's seen. She walks around the top where the light is. I don't know what that is about, or why she's doing that. I don't know if that's a replay of events because there was a disaster there and she'd run up to warn whatever.
No, I'm fine, thanks.
No.
No.
All right.
Oh, go on then. Sorry.
That's all right. So there's a lighthouse I know in St. Augustine, and I know of a lighthouse in Essex, of all places, that is reportedly haunted. It's not widely investigated. You know it as well, Jay. I mentioned Harwich to you.
Yeah.
There's one down there. So, what do you think about Seaside Ghosts, Jay?
You don't really hear much about them, to be fair. You know.
Should we just pinch his ass?
Yeah. You don't really hear about them, to be fair. Only like back in the day, like Cornwall, with the smugglers and stuff.
Yes.
But you don't really hear a lot about it. There is a couple of famous lighthouse ones where people do see the lighthouse keeper going up, and like you said, around that area, didn't you? It's not really, can't really explain it, to be fair.
Yeah. Do you know there's oh God, is it Sheerness? There's a graveyard. It's a well-known graveyard that's fallen into the sea. The church gone. It's in the sea long time ago. And people were picking up skulls and bits of bones off the beach.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. But they reckon that particular graveyard that literally sits above on a cliff, and then you've got the beach and the sea there. But they reckon that graveyard and part of that beach is actually haunted from where the ground's moved. It's all gone. The church has gone. And ironically enough, though, Jay, apparently when you walk along the beach there, it's reported that you could hear the church bell ringing.
Okay, yeah.
But it's at the bottom of the sea, like gone a long time ago.
Yeah, there's nothing there, yeah.
So that's like an audio thing that could be heard at a seaside.
Yeah.
But, I thought that was a bit weird. Right, so James Dowling says, meant to be a ghost that appears on the White Cliffs of Dover, also, I'm told. Oh, I've not heard of that one. Have you?
I've heard something about that because there was a lot of posts for when during the war, the Second World War. They used to have posts on the cliffs so that it would tell the RAF how many like German bombers that were coming over.
Right.
I have heard that. They used to just ring up to wherever the airfields were and let them know how many fighters and that were, and they used to send the Spitfires.
Yeah.
And that. I have heard that there's quite a few along Dover.
I know is it Dover? You've got Beachy Head, where people go to commit suicide and they just throw themselves off the cliff.
Throws them off, yeah, I've heard that, yeah.
And I think Beachy Head might be quite haunted because it's quite, and not necessarily, you might not see spirits, but the sense of the sadness and what those, because there's a lot of people that have gone at Beachy Head. In the 80s, I think there was a suicide there, like at least one a month. A lot of them didn't go reported in the press and things, but yeah, the Beachy Head is quite a sad place. So I wouldn't want to go and investigate it, though. To be fair.
No, I wouldn't.
So Eric says, I know the lighthouse you're talking about. Tap's got a shadow figure there. Yeah, St. Augustine, that one was.
Yeah,
it's quite an old town there as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it goes back way back. Lots of ghosts in Blackpool. Lots of comics died a death there. Very funny. You would imagine they would be very active also by the water. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Is that a myth? Is that a myth? Because think about it, guys. Like, you see lots of fossils, dinosaurs, fossils, mammoth fossils, they're found on beach type areas, especially in England. Why are we not seeing them?
Yeah, exactly. Why? Yeah.
Don't know. I tell you what, this is gonna end up down a rabbit hole, Jay, where we're gonna end up with more questions.
We're gonna more questions in a minute. Yeah.
We'll blame Dan.
We will do.
We have Bandage Man on a section of our coast. Vivian, you've been out there. Yes, this Bandage Man, apparently, did he not get run over, or he got killed and he got bandaged up and something happened, and apparently he's seen wrapped in bandages, which is why they call him
That's
Bandage
what I was going
Man.
to say, right? Is that why they called it?
Yeah. But I wonder if that's just a placement memory, this Bandage Man. I think it does. I don't know. William would know better than me, but doesn't he get in a car or something? Yeah, he's talking about having to stand with the lights and lighting the lights at the And Seaside has several. Yes. 2 ideas is that one was in a mill accident. He attacks people and tries to get into their cars. Yeah, he does try and get into their cars. Wow. York is haunted, but it's not near the sea.
Whitby, I think you're talking about Whitby.
Whitby.
Because Whitby's quite haunted.
That's where Dracula was supposed to have landed his ship, wasn't it, at Whitby?
Yeah.
I tell you of and a strange one. It's a sort of a haunted, but not. Is in Norfolk. I'm not going to name the beach. There is and it happens quite regular. There is a sighting of a big black dog that runs up and down the beach, waiting for his owner to return. Now, this big black dog was the dog was owned by a fisherman. The fisherman was killed out at sea and never came home, missing at sea, if that's what you want to call it. And the dog got so upset and wouldn't leave the beach, and the dog eventually passed away. But apparently the dog's apparition is seen running up and down the beach, looking into the sea area, waiting for his owner to return. People mistake that for the black shuck. It's not a black shuck. It's actually just a dog.
Yeah.
That's waiting for his owner. But that's written about in a lot of ghost books. But I find that interesting, the fact that we've got an animal by the sea rather than a person, which I thought was quite endearing. Don't you think? My John wouldn't wait for me, I know that much.
You probably would.
I don't know.
Somewhere.
So, William says supposedly people had People have had pieces of fetid bandage material after he tried. Oh my God. So they found pieces of bandage in a car after he tried to get in. Oh,
Yeah, see you later.
Yes. The Flannan
Island
mystery. Oh, I like a mystery, don't you?
Sometimes.
I like a whodunit.
That's like the episode of me at Woodchester Mansion, isn't it?
The he who should not be
Jay.
named that screamed.
Yeah. I still can't believe you laughed.
It was funny.
It wasn't.
It was. I mean, it started off as a nervous laugh.
Nervous laugh, yeah.
But then it went into a proper laugh because of what happened.
I like Dan's reaction. Oh, it's only Jay. He's probably full of all hurt himself. So.
Biv's laughing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, this is the one where he said 3 lighthouse keepers had vanished at Mystery.
I know I think there's a famous one up in the North Sea in Scotland or something. There was a massive. They couldn't get them back or something, so they had to stay at the lighthouse. The sea was that rough; they couldn't. Something happened. I don't really know.
Right up north on the Shetland Islands.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they just vanished.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think I've heard that.
It's the lighthouse keeper who used to like live there, and then he retired, and then I think that's where he goes back to the lighthouse, I suppose.
Or maybe he's a murderer of people and he's killed again.
We might, yeah.
Interesting, isn't it?
Mm.
These mysteries are brilliant.
But I would like to go down to Cornwall, back like in the caves and that. I think that'd be quite interesting.
Yeah.
You know, where the smugglers and that used to come in and.
What would be interesting would be to explore the animal aspect of hauntings. We always look for people spirits. Do you know what? I have some amazing A-grade photographs of animals. You've seen them, haven't you? So
yeah, they are interesting.
Terry Two Willies is on. Hi, Terry.
Hi,
hope you're well, sir. But Robert's saying about the documentary on YouTube. Yeah. There's also the cases of people just vanishing on beaches right across the world. It's not just here in the UK, but it's right across the world, where they're there 1 minute and then gone. And it's not because there's been a rogue wave or anything like that. They've just disappeared. That's another case. I mean, could it have been that a tide had taken them out?
When did the tsunami hit? 2008, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Boxing Day. It was Boxing Day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And there's still, you can still hear people screaming at, like, back in the like now, because when the tsunami hit, you could hear all the people scream and stuff. But that's still, you can still hear that going on.
Wow.
Occasionally. That would be quite, well, it was a shock to everyone, wasn't it? Because it wasn't expected.
I have a friend in it's not by the seaside, so it's just to put it out there and make you laugh. I have a friend in Japan called Aki, and when they had a tsunami, oh God, it was quite a few years ago now. I've got two friends in Japan. One we call him Justin, but that's not his name. And another friend called Aki, and they were both over in Japan. And Justin lived closer to the nuclear reactor.
Oh, the reactor, yeah. Hiroshima, isn't it?
Not Hiroshima. Oh God, where is he? One is, I'm sure, I don't know. Anyway, Aki was in a different part of Japan, and Justin was near the reactor. Anyway, Justin, who is the younger guy, Fukushima, that's it. He was quite sensible and did the right thing and survived, no problems. I think he's back over in Europe and now working again and living a really nice life. Aki now, he saw, like, he felt the earthquake go and he thought, oh, this is not right, and he fainted. So Aki fainted. Then he picked himself up and he looked out of the window to see what was going on because he remembered the floor was shaking. And then he saw the flood coming down the street, and it was just like a sea of, he said, muddy water with loads of rubbish in it, coming down the street like a wash, like whoosh, and the noise, he said, was terrible. He said he saw that coming and he fainted again. And I said, so what actually happened at the end of it? He said, nothing. He said, I picked myself back up off the floor because his apartment's quite high up. He said, I picked myself up off the floor and I looked out of the window again. He said, and it was just like the sea was in the street.
What, and he fainted again?
No, he didn't faint, but he fainted every time something happened. That would be me, that would be. But can you imagine that over there in Japan, though? Just, nah.
You can't imagine it, can you, really, to be fair?
No.
You know.
But they don't complain. They just get on with it and pick themselves up and carry on, don't they? It's just a different kind of attitude over there.
It's just like way of life, isn't it?
Yeah. So, what's Terry saying? My daughter was caught in the Boeing one day. She was on Kopipi. Was caught in the Boeing. She was caught in a plane.
I don't know. I think that's meant to say Boxing Day one. She was on Kopi or whatever.
Island or something, yeah. Great self-preserve. Yeah. Just faint. If anything gets too bad, just faint. Wake up when it's finished. I try to faint. It don't work. I just have to stand there laughing.
I know that too well.
Stand there laughing. Do you want some gossip?
What?
I'm going. Well, you're going as well, Jay. But I'm going to a party. A friend's birthday's coming up, and we're going to a party. And this friend says you can come as in fancy dress if you want. It's optional. I said, yeah, I'll do fancy dress. I said, I'm gonna come as Jay.
In a Liverpool
top, collar up, short wig on, bag of pretzels. That's Jay. And I got to walk around all night saying, I'm going to bend you up like a pretzel. Are you going to come in fancy dress, Jay?
No, I'm just going to come as I am.
You're going to come as Jay as well?
Yeah.
Okay. We could be terrible twins, couldn't we?
Pretty much.
So have you thought any more of Seaside Ghosts?
Isn't there a big ship that's been seen on the coast?
Yes. Happy birthday, Rita. Oh, it's Rita's birthday. Should we sing happy birthday to Rita just quick?
Happy birthday, Rita. I'm not doing no singing because if you want any windows left.
I will. Happy birthday to you. Squashed tomatoes and stew.
Blow it out.
Bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you. And many more. It's not the same without Dan.
No.
I can't do proper singing on here. I'm just too embarrassed.
I would be as well, to be fair.
So, what do you think about mermaids? Because these are being washed up on the coasts, and I want to say really funny-looking, strange creatures are being washed up on our shores across the world. Do you think that's like a paranormal thing? A cryptid thing, do you think? I think
mermaids are cryptid. I think it's like the Loch Ness monster. There he is. All right, John. Yeah, I think mermaids are cryptids. I think they're like Nessie. But there's reports of people on boats and that hearing people hearing mermaids sing.
Yeah.
But
That's been throughout history, isn't it? They enticed them into the sea.
Yeah, but I still think it's just they're cryptids. So there's no like evidence. There's no I haven't seen no pictures of a mermaid.
Oh, I'll have to send you a link. There's the RNLI.
Yes.
The RNLI. They were out doing manoeuvres, and I believe it was Kent.
Okay.
They were out in choppy waters doing their practice runs and things like they do, and they film a lot of them. But this bunch of RNLI, I don't know what you call them, a station. They were out in choppy waters, and they actually caught one on video.
Oh wow! Yeah, you'd have to send me the link.
I'll send you the link. It's a really, really good. It's like a documentary type thing.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people I don't believe in, but I definitely believe in the RNLI. They got nothing to lose by, that job is.
They don't get paid for it either. So
no, it's voluntary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Linton in Somerset had a disaster flood. People were washed out to sea. Shit. I wonder if you hear them screaming and stuff. And nobody really investigates beaches. Like these paranormal investigators, they don't really. I mean, they might go for a walk along the beach, but they don't fully investigate them. Why is that?
I don't know. Like I said to you before, it's not known of a haunting, is it? You wouldn't think that beaches and that would have anything there.
But people don't look for it, do they? They don't look for it.
No. But if you went to like Normandy and stuff like that, that's when you're going to get something. The history of the D-Day landings and stuff.
Oh, God.
And obviously what you would see and what but it's a war grave. So what? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's totally different. I think it's totally different.
Would you go in with your EMF detector and on the beaches of Normandy? Would you go and with your K2 and see if you get any? Would you actually do that?
For the history side, yes.
I would. But then you get people that say, "Oh, that's disrespectful." I think, like personally, that the people that fought in the wars like that, if you could have a conversation with one of them, they would want to be remembered.
Yeah,
they would want to know.
Well,
that
this is it. This is what
you're thinking of them.
Come up because I was given this today.
That is beautiful.
He hasn't. Well, he's 89. He's a South Korean veteran. There's not many more left.
No.
He said to me over the weekend, I think he had too many scotches, but he said, well, I've got no family left, so I want someone to have them that's going to treasure them when I'm gone, to wear them with pride.
Yeah.
Which really sunk to me. I was like, wow. And we can still, because the Korean War's doesn't get spoken about like D-Day and stuff like that,
Yeah.
And we was talking to him because it's part of his life. He was only 18 when he was fighting.
Yeah.
And he was saying that you'd start one place and then you get moved over, and then once he finished career, he went over to Egypt.
Yeah.
So he was fighting in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Like Egypt and that. And you were saying that it's, you're going through minus 65 to 135 Fahrenheit. So it's totally different, but he was saying that it was just, well, you wouldn't imagine.
Do you know what, Jake? Get the stories out of him now while you can. Try and write them down. Don't let them die with him. Get his stories, where he went, what he did, who he saw. Write them down or record him. Yeah, just get them written down, because I think those stories are invaluable. As if he'll tell you, he might not want to.
Oh, he will. Yeah, he's told me a few, but he won't. you know, he does he goes to schools a lot and tells them like history, like goes to history, you know, to tell people what it was like. But yeah, some of the stories that I've heard, it's just like, you know, 18-year-old, I wouldn't have thought of myself going to do it, you know.
Yeah.
But to give me his rack of medals,
that's amazing.
I was just like, wow.
Look after them.
Oh yeah, they're staying at mum and dad's, but once he goes, then I can wear them like the remembrance parade, you know. So I've got something, and I can keep that bit of war going, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like, wow.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good bit of history there as well.
He's got 6 medals there, so it's just like, yeah, look after him with pride kind of thing. But you know, it's.
I think things washing up is environmental. We're going to see a lot more of it. I think he's talking about things washing up on the beach.
Yeah.
Bri, hello, Bri. The pics I've seen are Dead Sea creatures decomposing, mainly types of whales. Honestly, I've seen things that look humanoid. Honestly, it's... John, don't sniff the light bulb, you stupid cat. Bernie's whiskers. John.
Silly sod.
He's really stupid. Terry, I would love to stay and lay a reef. Yeah. Yeah,
I would.
Like investigate. Yeah, just investigate the beach, lay a reef, and remember them. I think that's quite important, isn't it? Devon, Cornwall, Flamborough, plenty of folklore on the beaches. Yeah, you were talking about Cornwall, weren't you, with the smugglers and
stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. I would love to invest in beaches. Yeah, I've got that. Wow, my dad fought in the Korean War too. Wow.
Yeah, he was saying that there was a lot of Americans over there because the British Army only had their summer gear. So he was trading stuff like box of fags, bottle of whiskey for their winter jackets and stuff. So a lot of Americans come out with the Parker jackets and they were still in their summer dress and they were just transferring stuff like, you know, their meals for their clothes kind of thing. It was quite interesting. You know, it's he got wounded twice and then went to Tokyo to get repaired.
I tried to get the stories from my dad about the war, but he won't talk about it. Jay, you've stuck.
No.
Oh.
I can see it. I can understand.
Oh, we can hear you. We can hear you. That's better. I
can understand that. You can hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
I can understand why people don't, because what they saw when they were young, you know. I know it sounds quite, but the main question that he gets asked all the time, did you kill anybody? You know, and stuff.
They're not going to discuss that, are they?
No, you know, it's you don't say say that. You know, they had to do a job and they've done it, and you know it is what it is. You know, it's just part of life, I suppose. That's how they look. You know, that's how he looks at it.
Yeah.
He had to do a job and that was it. He went and done it and then come back.
Yeah.
You know.
I've been to the battle site in Turkey that almost did in Churchill. Churchill was World War II.
World War One.
He's talking about Churchill, and it was a disaster. Oh, and it was such a disaster in World War One. I thought that Turkey always stays neutral because of the hub, like it is the hub to the whole world. And I thought Turkey doesn't get involved in any wars. They always stay neutral. Bit like Switzerland.
Yeah.
Oh, I say no more about them. Anyway, my dad was on an ammunition ship in the Korean Wars. Wow. Oh, it was just fought there. Oh, I see. Yeah. Get it. I get you. Yeah. Yuki had a cave on the beach. The ghost walk guy was just going to take me down there to investigate as he had a lot of stuff there. but he came down with COVID. Do you know what, Terry? You should have gone on your own.
I would have done.
You know what you're doing, Terry.
Mm.
So yeah, so that's quite interesting. But yeah, ghost the beaches though. I think hopefully, I mean, like me, Jay, and Dan will get out and do a few beaches this year. Because I think that is, and I think paranormal investigators across the world, I think they're missing a trick. The cryptid lot, they've got a handle on it. But I think when it comes to paranormal, we're missing so much by, there won't be any ghosts there. You will be surprised. Wow. But yeah, what's that? I understood that Turkey was with Germany in World War One. Boo! I'm only joking. It gets cut off with the tide. Ah, right. Okay. There is oh God, what's it called? The Battery Grain Tower that gets cut off with the tide. And it's like a big like a Martello tower that sits on stilts. That at low tide you can get out to, you can walk to it, climb up the ladders and get in it. But if you don't watch yourself and you don't know the tides, you can get caught and you'll end up having an overnight stay in it. And it's very cold and very windy, I can imagine. But that would be another interesting place to investigate these Martello towers that are out at sea, because they were put there for a reason and they would have been occupied. You know, some of them are private, you can't get to, but some of them, especially in the UK, they're left to rack and ruin, and anyone can go in there and you know, I know a lot of urban investigators go and have a little look with their cameras, but why not stay and invest? If you're brave, I wouldn't like to stay there overnight, not because of the ghosts, but purely because I wouldn't like to be in that thing if it collapsed, to be honest.
No,
but
I wouldn't be fair.
No. So, right. I'm going to spend the rest of my life roaming around the UK looking for haunted places. Eric, we've said come over.
Come over, mate.
Come with us. You're part of Dan's crew. That means you're part of us. I'll laugh at you as well. Yeah, I'll laugh at Eric when he screams like a girl and all. We got an island. It was used for an experiment. A pregnant woman who was dumb was left on the island. She had the child. The experiment was to see what language the child spoke. Oh, that's horrible.
That's a bit weird.
That is horrible.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, I'll amuse myself with this. We have what's called the Graveyard of the Pacific. Yes, you do, William, because of the huge number of shipwrecks, and there's a lot of activity on those beaches. And you also had the Shanghaiing that went on, didn't you, William? Because they have tunnels, like a big tunnel system incorporated, and there was a lot of Shanghaiing and a lot of people kept in very awful conditions and being kidnapped and made to work and do all that sort of thing. Prostitution, gambling, all of that went on. So the Graveyard of the Pacific, I can imagine. I think that's been on the TV quite a lot, talking about the Graveyard of the Pacific. But it's really, really interesting. Yeah. William was kind enough to show me around, you know. I've been there. It's lovely. Very nice, very nice. Spirits are everywhere. There's a woolly rhino and a hyena in spirit at Cresswell Crags in Notts.
Is that the chalk one, isn't it? The one out on the ground.
We got chalk pits here. I don't know. But Skegness Beach has a reported haunting. Ooh, do tell, Terry. Cool urban haunted investigator. What, you? Cool urban haunted investigator. I would call you Eric the Viking haunted investigator. That's what I would say. Or Viking investigator. Or investigate with a Viking. Chatham Dockyard is good. Yeah, I've heard about lots of going on there. I don't mind crawling in that deep, dark, creepy space.
Rather you than me.
just send Jay in there. Don't worry about it. Dan wouldn't fit. I'd be too scared. Just send Jay in. Say, Jay, get your camera on. We need to see what's going on. Get in there. Oh my God, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, I think that would be.
I just lost for words. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people killed in a couple of hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was ridiculous that what happened there. It's a limestone gorge with caves. Ooh.
Interesting.
The hotel. Oh, yes. William and I booked a hotel. I think they knocked it down.
After you two stayed there?
Well, I don't know. It's not there now. But it was really old and set in the 70s. It had 70s decor. The lift was one of those really old rickety lift that had the wooden door that you pulled across and then the gate. And yeah, it was one of those. And because they double booked us, but me and William ended up in a family room. Nothing unusual, you know. We went to bed, separate beds, you know, other end of the room, and our own private bathroom, you know, en suite, and you know, it was what it was. It was lovely. It was clean, and normally, like, me and William would be up chatting away, but we was tired that night. We went to sleep, and when we woke up, this is the funny thing. I slept, if you can imagine, my bed was here. William's bed is here, and right next to William's bed is the door to the corridor to go out.
Oh, I think I've heard this story.
So I woke up, I sat up in bed. William just waking up, wasn't quite awake. I sat up in bed and I looked round the room. The door to the room was open.
Yeah.
The door to the bathroom was open. Every drawer door and the wardrobe doors all open. Like, every door was open. And I just looked, and as I'm sitting up and I'm looking at it, I can see families walking down the corridor to leave. And William got up, said, "Good morning," you know, he was very bright. And I went, "William, all the doors were open." And he went, "Oh," and he just like pushed the bedroom door to the room shut. And then he went, "Oh, okay, we've had visitors in the night then, have we?" It wasn't bothered. I'm like, what the F?
Yeah, that would have been quite interesting if you had a GoPro going through the night.
Oh my God, I don't think I would want to see it. No. Yeah, they did. And it was an old hotel where one of the old British Prime Ministers stayed, and yeah, it was like a museum in there. It was just like something from the 70s. It was quite funny. Lovely place, lovely people that run it, you know. But I bet the Grand Hotel in Scarborough is haunted. I know that you can do ghost hunts in the Grand Hotel in Scarborough. Yep, they allow you to ghost hunt.
Do they?
Yeah. I think the hotel was Victorian. I think it was too, William. I think it was too. But it was happy memories. It was so funny. Like, I was worried that in case anything got stolen or whatever, but William was just like, "Oh, okay, we've had visitors." He weren't fussed at all. But, can you think of any more seaside ghosts?
Oh, not really, to be fair. Nothing. I don't know. Like I say, it's not something that you would hear about, you know.
I know of like, for example, in Brighton, they have the seaside piers, right? In Brighton, it caught fire.
And the one that caught fire.
Yeah, and the old steel girders are still up, so you can still see the old pier. They built a new pier. But where the old pier is, that is also quite haunted.
It's Victorian as well, isn't it?
It is. It's very, very old. But you've got piers and things like that in Southend. It's supposed to be a very impressive pier. I know there's some in Norfolk, but nowhere near as impressive as the ones in Southend, Brighton.
Yeah, the big one near in Southend, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. Do you know what? I'm going to make it a thing this year that we get out and do a couple of beaches and we investigate a couple of beaches. And it doesn't mean like sit there, light a fire and have a jolly up. It like proper investigation at a beach. A reputably haunted one as well.
Yeah, I'm up for that. As long as you buy fish and chips at the end of the night, I don't care.
I think we should, Joe, we should have a national ghost hunt on a beach day once a year for all the paranormal investigators.
Yeah,
what do you reckon, Terry? You'd be up for that? I know they have like a paranormal day, like a worldwide paranormal day, but I think we should do one like that, but on a beach. Like people from across the world, those paranormal investigators, take yourself off out. Let's all hit a beach at the same time. What do you think in the chat? Would you be up for doing a beach investigation? Won't have to cost you anything either.
No, just a few sarnies and stuff.
Yeah.
A few buddies.
As long as you're not doing it on your own and you're safe, you know, and the tide is right. You have to watch the tides as well. So I think we should try and arrange something. Do it like a global thing. Joe, you're going to sort that out?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it straight away after this show, love.
It's going to sort it all out. Global beach investigation, like a paranormal watch.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some messages. Right. So, Nettie says, that's good to know. I think she's talking about the Scarborough Hotel one. All these cinemas and theatres, all the ghosts have somewhere to go. Laugh out loud. Not all of the theatres and cinemas are haunted, you know.
Yeah, but most of them are, though, to be fair.
Yeah, but they pick up on energy, but energy doesn't necessarily make the haunting what the haunting is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because we carry energy and we can pick up on past energies. But, yeah. Heard that, Viv, but very expensive being greedy. Oh, I think he's talking about Scarborough.
Oh, okay.
Smuggling. Yeah, you mentioned that earlier. Jamaica Inn. The ballroom in Blackpool beneath the tower is supposed to be haunted. I've heard that.
Yep.
And I know who haunts it as well. It's an old sea captain. William wants to come too.
Come.
Terry's getting fish and chips. Oh, yes.
Tidy, that's right.
If it's nice and warm, I'll go. Yeah. I thought he said pollock. Sorry. I've been in the fish pollock. Portlock, Weir, Somerset is an old smuggler's inlet. Ooh.
That'd be interesting.
Portlock in Alaska has got the Alaskan killer Bigfoot.
Yes, it has.
Yeah. And surrounded by beaches. They've actually got Bigfoot there. That's not very nice. I will
apologise now. If you hear any swearing, it's my dad because football's on. So I do apologise now.
Who's playing Liverpool?
Yeah, Liverpool Wolves. So we've just scored. So if you hear any swearing, I do apologise.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? Supporting your team.
It is.
Shadows on Lights. Laugh out loud. So, Jay, shall we pick a subject for next week? And hopefully Dan will be back next week.
I think I'm working next week. I'm back to work after my 2 weeks off.
Let's have a look. Tell me when to stop.
Go on, you do it this time. I picked the session for tonight, so go on, you crack on.
Oh, I've got more than one. You have to pick the number. Number 1 or number 2?
2. You had to think about that, didn't you?
So next week we are talking about events versus real home investigations.
Well, that'd be an interesting one.
Well, I can tell you what happens on our events. Jay screams like a girl.
But yet again, we didn't have a camera there, and it happened.
It was funny.
It wasn't.
It's a memory that's burnt into my brain that I'll keep forever.
But to the start of the night, I think I shot myself in the foot because I did say to you when we was walking around investigating, it's my birthday at 12 o'clock. I want to be touched. I want to be poked, whatever. And it happened. So, you know, and they do say if you wish to get something done, it will happen. So,
yeah,
you know, I've experienced it. It was quite a good experience, but I filled up at the same time.
On William's events, Vivian screams and jumps on my lap. Yes, I did. Oh, that was scary. Do you know what? I was in a church, of all places. I was in a church in the basement. Don't laugh. And I heard this, like, somebody coming down the stairs very gently, and then right next to me, it was like the swish, you know, like someone wearing a really long dress, and it's like heavy material.
Yeah.
It was like a swish, and it was right on me, and I thought, fuck, mate, I screamed, and I jumped on his lap. But yeah,
I only laughed at a church with you and Dan's episode. That's why I started laughing.
Oh, mine and Dan's episode. Just too scary. Vanguard Fort has beach activity. Excellent. Yes, that would be good. Done Vanguard Fort, but not the beach.
No, we've got to do that.
I have my car back, so hopefully nearer in the year I'll be able to join you. Oh yes, Sarah. Honestly, we're going to North Wales. Is it North Wales? I don't think it is North Wales.
I think it's Central. I think
Central Wales.
Central Wales. I think. I don't know. I haven't really.
Next month, and I want to go and visit Aberfan and put some flowers down for the children because I think
with the coat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 40-minute drive from where we're going to be, but if that's anywhere near you, Sarah, let us know and we'll meet up. We'll have a coffee and we'll have a laugh. And
that's where the landslide happened, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah. There's a memorial garden there.
Yeah,
where
that's
the school
it. Yeah.
Used to be. Yeah. So I'd like to go and just sort of go and remember the kids that passed away. You know, it was awful. But yes, so. And it was at the seaside. Yes, it was at the seaside. Yes, it was. And you have to put succubus and incubus in the jar of doom. I've got my good glasses on today. Do you know what? If we put succubus and incubus in the jar of doom, that would be a late night warning.
That it would have to be, yeah.
Like nobody under 18.
Yeah. Or
Knowing
21
Dan
in
and
America
Jay.
as well.
Yeah.
So
that'd have to be a Simply Spooky show one, I should imagine. We'll put it in Lois's jar.
Yeah. She can have that.
It to her. Yeah, I'll mention it to her. We all heard it. Devon and I laughed. That was so funny. That was funny. Later in the year. Oh, later in the year. Okay. Yeah. We'll sort something out, Sarah, and I will definitely get you out. Definitely. We should have transport in a month or so for weekend investigations. Woo, woo, woo. I don't know where you are. I think you're Doncaster way, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll have to sort. Yeah, we'll have to. I know she's a Yorkshire lady.
Not far.
I think so. We'll have to all meet up. I know that we're definitely going to go and see Lois this year. I'll go see it. Did we speak about that towards the end of last year? I think we did.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, but it would be a
That
lot.
was
Oh my
that
God.
happened in the Ram, wasn't it? Where Dan, we definitely wanted that to happen to Dan, but nothing happened.
Maybe it wasn't, Dan wasn't his type of thing.
No.
Lockerbie, yes.
Yes. Lockerbie accident, yeah.
Lois will be happy. Yeah. Aberfan was the place with the landslide, yeah. We're not going to be too far away from there where we're investigating, so it would be rude not to go there and just as a mark of respect.
Pay respect, yeah.
Yeah. Not to investigate. I wouldn't investigate that place. No. But yes. So, tomorrow night on Simply Spooky at 8 o'clock, we have Michael Roberts joining us. Dan won't be with me. I may or may not have a co-host. But I know Michael Roberts very well, and we will be talking about all things Take the Cake Productions, Merica Laura, and being on the other side of the camera and filming and doing all that, and what it takes to put on a show like Take the Cake Productions did a couple of years ago. So, yeah. So,
well, if he's a producer, tell him we need to get help with us.
Help with us? I think we're beyond help.
Yeah, I think we are as well. We can do that right without no help, to be fair.
But he's a lovely man. He sounds like I think he is a Scouser.
Yeah.
These Scousers get everywhere.
Another one from Liverpool. Sorry.
While we're on the Liverpool thing tonight.
Yeah.
So yeah, Michael. He's known. His stage name is Michael D. He's a good friend. I've known him for years. Lots and lots of stories. So we'll talk about the programs that he's put out, the DVDs that he's put out, and even some filming techniques, if that's your thing.
Take note, Dan.
Take note, Dan. Dan. Oh, that poor man. He's really ill, bless him.
I love him to bits.
But yeah, so he'll be on tomorrow on Simply Spooky, and I think we also have some new shows coming on. We have Shadows and Lights on Sundays at 8 o'clock with the lovely...
Who's presenting that?
Nettie.
Annette
Locke, yes. And she's got some interesting subjects that she talks about as well. So that's a Sunday night at 8 o'clock. On Saturday, I'm walking backwards now. On Saturday, on the first and third Saturday every month,
we have
William's Metaphysical Insights. It's a very good show. It's very informative and it's educational.
It's very interesting.
Very good show. Yeah, so that's at 10 o'clock on the first and third Saturdays. And on Fridays, we have The Frighteners with Lois and the gang. So who knows what rabbit holes they go down, but that is
it's quite one to tune in, isn't it?
Parent advisory for that one. From I think is it 8 till 9 or 8 till 10? I think they're on a Friday night.
I'm not so sure.
And then on a Thursday, I think it's just had a revamp. I've still got the old name in my head, so I'm going to call it the old name, which is The Crime Show. And that's with Lois and Nick Muley and Rosie. And that is a very, very interesting show. If you like your little bit of gore and a little macabre stuff, that's a Thursday night, and I think that's from 9 till 10.
9 till 10 because of Nick in the US.
Yeah. And I think the Things Network are also at the minute streaming to Simply Spooky on a Tuesday, because Mysterious Worlds will restart in February due to some unforeseen family circumstances. He's been off air for a while, but he will be back at the start of February with his Mysterious Worlds and his guests. And we have a new show that will be starting on a Monday. with Lois. And I think this is a more serious show that Lois will be doing on a Monday night. But details of that will be released as and when they come up. But failing that, we're back next week, next Tuesday on the Things
I might
Network.
be. I don't know what I'm up to, but
okay. Well, hope you can join us where we can
me
talk
too.
about events versus real home investigations.
That'd be quite interesting. Got some stories.
Who knows where Dan is going to take us, lead us down?
I'll just tell work
yeah.
I can't do it because I've got to do a podcast. End of.
Yeah, well, do the podcast at work. Go in the toilet with your phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's lots and lots of things coming up this year on the Things Network and also on Simply Spooky. So keep an eye out for that. Things Network also have some great podcasts and great show hosts. And it's always a plethora of information. Any time of the day or night, there's always something going on the Things Network. So give them a look and share this out. Find us on YouTube,
Facebook.
and subscribe to YouTube, because we're trying to push the YouTube out this year, not just for Things Network, but also on Simply Spooky. But whatever you're doing, looking for seaside ghosts or not, just take care.
Be
look
safe.
After yourself. Yes, and look after one another. You know, safety's paramount, and enjoy what you do. If it's not enjoyable, then don't do it.
No.
So we're going to say goodnight. I'm going to go and get some dinner now. I'm starving.
I'm going to watch the football.
He's going to watch football.
So.
And we'll speak to you all soon. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Mind how you go.